Every single morning, millions of people stand in front of the mirror and see the exact same thing. Dark patches spreading across the cheeks, brown spots crawling up the backs of the hands, climbing along the neck. They appeared without warning. One at first, then two, then so many you just stopped counting altogether. You've rubbed in creams. You've tried old home remedies your mother swore by. And when you finally made an appointment with a doctor, you walked out with 2 words and a shrug. It's just age. I'm here today to tell you that answer is completely wrong. Age spots, what medicine officially calls hyperpigmentation, are not a sentence. They are not some unavoidable price tag that comes with getting older. They are a message, a signal that something specific inside your body has drifted out of balance. And those specific things, every single one of them, can be corrected. Without laser treatments, without $70 creams, without procedures, using simple tools that are already sitting in your kitchen right now. Before we go one step further, hit that subscribe button for Dr. Adriana Markson and tap like. We are pushing hard toward our first 1,000 subscribers, and this channel only grows because of you. So hit subscribe, hit like, and let's jump in. Here is something worth understanding from the very beginning. The healthcare system is not really designed to keep you healthy. It's designed to keep you walking back through the door. That isn't bitterness speaking. That is pure economics. What I'm about to share with you, nobody at your next appointment is going to sit down and explain. So subscribe, hit like, and let's really get into it. Let's start with what's actually happening beneath your skin when a dark spot forms. Deep inside the layers of your skin, there are specialized cells called melanocytes. Their one and only job is to produce a substance known as melanin. Melanin is the dark pigment that gives your skin its natural color. When you're young and your body is working in harmony, melanocytes spread that pigment smoothly and evenly across the surface. Your skin looks clear, consistent, uniform. Here's what changes with time. Under the pressure of certain internal and external forces, and we are going to walk through each one of them today, those cells start behaving erratically. Some slow way down. Others go into overdrive and dump a huge concentration of pigment into one single spot. The result? A dark patch sitting against lighter surrounding skin. Now, here's the part you absolutely need to understand. Age itself does not break your melanocytes. What breaks them are specific, identifiable processes happening inside your body. And that is genuinely wonderful news, because specific processes can be fixed. The first cause I want to talk about is going to surprise almost everyone watching. It is not the sun. Most people are absolutely convinced that age spots are purely a sun problem. That's only half true. The sun is the match. But for a match to actually start a fire, you need fuel. And the fuel is what's going on inside your body. If your internal systems are running well, sunlight is not your enemy. But if something is broken on the inside, spots can keep getting darker in the middle of winter on cloudy days, with barely any sun exposure at all. This is why people slather on expensive sunscreens, hide in the shade, and still watch their spots deepen. They're searching for answers in the wrong place. Let's get into the real mechanisms. And we are starting with your liver. I know what you're thinking right now. What on earth does the liver have to do with skin pigmentation? Let me explain, and I promise you're going to find this fascinating. At this very moment, your liver is performing more than 500 separate functions. 500. That isn't an exaggeration. That is the actual documented reality. It filters blood. It breaks down fats. It neutralizes toxins. It produces bile. It stores vitamins. It is one of the hardest working organs in your whole body. And one of its quiet jobs, one almost nobody at a dermatology clinic is going to bring up, is direct influence over the condition of your skin. Every single day, substances enter your body that must be processed and made harmless. Through the food you eat, through the air you breathe, through the water you drink. Your liver catches them, neutralizes them, and sends them out of the body. That is its mission, to be the main filter. But when the liver becomes overloaded, when it simply cannot keep pace with what's coming in, the workload gets handed off to other systems. And one of those backup systems is your skin. This isn't a metaphor. This is real physiology. Your skin is not just a wrapper around your body. It is a fully active organ that helps with elimination. When your liver and kidneys are running above their limit, your skin picks up part of the burden. And when substances that haven't been properly cleaned up start passing through your skin tissue, they irritate the cells from within, including your melanocytes. Irritated melanocytes stop behaving normally. They dump pigment unevenly, piling it up in the places where skin is thinnest: the face, the hands, the neck, the chest. That is exactly why you can spend a fortune on the priciest cream on the shelf and watch the spots stay right where they are. You're repainting the walls of an apartment while a pipe is still bursting behind them. It's pointless until you fix the leak. Here's a number worth holding on to. As we get older, blood flow through the liver slowly drops. Research shows that by age 75, blood flow through the liver can fall by around 30%. And the liver itself can shrink by 20 to 40% in volume. The organ simply becomes slower. But here is the beautiful part. The liver has an incredible ability to bounce back, remove what's harming it, feed it what it actually needs, and it can dramatically rebuild its own function. This is exactly why you cannot afford to ignore it. So, how do you support your liver? With simple, affordable tools. No fancy supplements, just food and habits. First, start every single morning with a glass of warm water and a slice of fresh lemon. Not hot, not cold, warm, around body temperature. This gently encourages your bile to flow. Bile is a fluid your liver produces to help digest fats, and it thickens overnight while you sleep. The warm lemon water coaxes it back into motion. A single lemon costs pocket change and lasts you 3 or 4 days. If you deal with acid reflux or stomach ulcers, swap the lemon for half a teaspoon of honey. Same idea, just softer on the stomach. Second, bitter foods. Bitter plants have been known for generations as liver helpers, and there is real science behind it. They stimulate the flow of bile, which helps process fats. The easiest bitter food to find? Dandelion. Yes, the same weed that pops up in your yard every single spring. The leaves go into a salad. The root gets brewed into tea. 2 tablespoons of dried dandelion root per cup of boiling water. Let it steep for 20 minutes. Sip half a cup before a meal. Dandelion root is listed as an official medicinal plant in medical references around the world. At any health store, it costs less than a regular box of tea. Yes, it's bitter. And yes, it's absolutely worth it. Third, cut out trans fats. Trans fats are artificially altered fats hiding inside cheap margarine and industrial baking shortenings. Store-bought cookies, box cakes, a lot of packaged convenience foods. Read the ingredient label. If you see the words partially hydrogenated oils, that's them right there. Trans fats put a huge extra workload on your liver and on the whole body. Replace them with a small amount of real butter, about half an ounce a day. Cheaper and simpler than it sounds. 3 simple steps. Warm lemon water in the morning. Dandelion tea before a meal. No trans fats. Within just a few weeks, you'll have given your liver a serious helping hand. When the liver starts working better, the skin stops carrying that extra load. This isn't magic. This is physiology. Now let's talk about the second organ. One that controls pigmentation just as powerfully, maybe even more. And yet almost nobody brings it up when discussing age spots. I'm talking about your gut. Scientists are now actively studying what they call the gut-skin axis, the direct connection between what's happening in your intestines and what's showing up on your skin. Current research shows that when the gut microbiome gets disturbed, it can amplify inflammation throughout the whole body, including the very processes that throw pigmentation out of balance. People with a messed up gut microbiome show skin problems, including uneven pigmentation, at much higher rates. Why? Your gut is not just a pipe that food passes through. It's an entire living ecosystem. Trillions of bacteria make their home inside it. Trillions. A 1 followed by 12 zeros. These bacteria are running processes you don't even realize are happening. Making vitamins, training your immune system, controlling inflammation across your body. When the good bacteria are thriving, they keep the gut wall tight and sealed. Nothing that shouldn't be there gets into your blood. But when the good bacteria get wiped out and harmful bacteria take over, that barrier starts leaking. In medical literature, This is called increased intestinal permeability. In everyday language, it's known as leaky gut. Through that weakened wall, fragments of bacteria and other substances slip into the bloodstream and kick off a low-grade inflammatory response throughout the body. Quiet, invisible, no fever, no pain. But that silent, chronic inflammation is exactly what pushes your melanocytes into chaos. Remember the match and the fuel? There it is. The fuel is this hidden, ongoing inflammation. You could hide from the sun for an entire year, but if this process is running in the background, your spots will keep getting darker regardless of the season. So what do? You rebuild the microbiome. And you don't need expensive probiotic capsules for that. First method: homemade sauerkraut, fermented cabbage. Not the jarred kind floating in vinegar and preservatives. Real, traditionally fermented sauerkraut, made with nothing but cabbage and salt. It is one of the richest natural sources of living beneficial bacteria on Earth. 2 or 3 tablespoons a day. Within a month, your gut will notice the difference. Cabbage and salt. That's the entire ingredient list. It doesn't get cheaper than that. Second method: plain kefir. The simplest version you can find, no added flavors, with a short expiration date of 7 days maximum. The shorter the shelf life, the more live bacteria inside. Drink a glass of kefir before bed every night. Specifically at night, because your gut does most of its repair work while you sleep, and the bacteria from the kefir slip into your microbiome while you rest. But bacteria need food of their own too. Their favorite meal is fiber. Fiber is the rough plant material your body can't break down, but your good bacteria thrive on it. One of the best, most affordable sources is plain rolled oatmeal, not the instant packets. The real kind that takes 15 to 20 minutes on the stove. 3 tablespoons in the morning gives your gut bacteria their daily feeding. And one more factor that often gets missed. Your gut cannot function properly without physical movement. Peristalsis, the rhythmic contractions that push food along, slows right down when you spend the day sitting. So alongside the diet changes, add a simple belly massage. Lie on your back with your knees bent. Place both palms flat on your abdomen. Slowly move your hands in circles, clockwise. Clockwise specifically, because that follows the natural direction your intestines move food. 36 rotations. Moderate pressure. A real, deliberate press, not a light surface stroke. This practice has roots going back hundreds of years in traditional medicine, and modern research confirms it works. Abdominal massage has been shown to improve gut motility and support normal digestion. Now, let's come back to the sun. The sun is the third factor in this chain. When sunlight hits your skin, it penetrates deep enough to reach your melanocytes and send them a message. Threat detected. Defend yourself. Melanin is your skin's natural shield against ultraviolet rays. That's why skin tans in the sun. It's a normal, healthy, protective reaction. But here is what is not normal. When your body is already carrying chronic inflammation from a stressed liver, a broken down gut, or both, your melanocytes are already in a state of constant irritation. They're already misfiring. And when UV light hits a cell that's already in that state, the reaction explodes. Instead of a light, even tan, you get a concentrated flood of pigment dumped into one spot. That is your age spot. Not because the sun is the villain, but because your body wasn't prepared on the inside when the sun came knocking. This is why the condition of your skin is determined from within. But that does not mean you can ignore sun exposure. There are foods that actually help your skin fight off UV damage from the inside. They're called dietary antioxidants. Antioxidants are compounds that neutralize free radicals. Free radicals are unstable molecules produced in your skin when UV light hits. They damage cells. Antioxidants intercept them before that damage can spread. First, carrots. They contain beta-carotene, a compound that actually builds up inside your skin and acts like an internal sun filter. Large scientific reviews that combine dozens of studies confirm that regularly eating foods rich in beta-carotene increases your skin's resistance to UV damage. One crucial detail, though. Beta-carotene is fat-soluble. That means it only absorbs when there's fat in the meal. Eat your carrots with a little sour cream, a pat of butter, or cooked in oil. Without fat, beta-carotene just passes straight through you without being absorbed. Second, tomatoes, especially when they're cooked, stewed, or as tomato paste. When you heat tomatoes, they release lycopene, one of the most powerful natural antioxidants we know of. Clinical studies show that regularly eating tomato paste increases skin resistance to UV damage. 2 tablespoons a day. Third, green tea. Loose leaf, not the bagged kind. Brew it strong. Let it cool. Sip it all throughout the day. 3 to 4 cups. Loose leaf green tea is packed with catechins, antioxidants that directly shield your skin cells from free radical damage. Carrots with fat. Tomato paste. Green tea. Every day, more protective than any bottle of SPF on the store shelf. Now, a few words of plain common sense about the sun itself. During the strongest UV hours, roughly 11 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, stay in the shade. A light hat, a long-sleeved shirt, that's all you need. But don't hide from the sun completely either. That's the other extreme, and it comes with a real cost. Your body needs sunlight. Sunlight is how your body creates vitamin D. And vitamin D deficiency is a problem almost nobody is paying enough attention to. Research shows that low or insufficient vitamin D levels are found in the overwhelming majority of people over age 60. Most of them have absolutely no idea because low vitamin D doesn't cause pain. It produces no sharp, obvious symptom. It works quietly, the way rust corrodes iron from the inside. You can't see it until something finally breaks. Vitamin D plays a role in regulating your immune system, in renewing skin cells, and in protecting you from inflammation. Deficiency is linked to a wide range of skin issues. Research also suggests that vitamin D influences how melanocytes behave. The exact mechanisms are still being figured out, but the overall direction is clear. One point is settled. Keeping your vitamin D at healthy levels is essential to your well-being, and your skin is no exception. Think you need pricey supplements? Not necessarily. Not yet. Start with what's completely free. Sunlight. Just to produce your daily vitamin D, 15 minutes outdoors between April and September with your forearms and face uncovered is enough. 15 minutes. Free and effective. Then food. First, herring. Regular salted herring from any grocery store. A 3.5 ounce portion gives you about 1.5 times your daily recommended vitamin D. 1 serving at lunch. Done for the day. Second, egg yolks. 2 yolks a day give you about 30% of your daily vitamin D. Combined with the other sources, that adds up fast. Third, cod liver. 1 teaspoon a day. A small jar costs almost nothing and lasts you 2 to 3 weeks. No capsules required. Herring, eggs, cod liver. Ordinary foods from any ordinary grocery store. Now the 5th factor. And this one can outweigh all 4 we've discussed combined. It has nothing to do with food. Nothing to do with the sun. It's connected to your nervous system, to what you feel every single day. In 15 years of clinical practice, I have watched patients who ate clean, supported their liver, drank kefir every night, followed every protocol to the letter, and their spots did not fade. New ones kept showing up. And only when we addressed one thing that had nothing to do with food, skin, or sunlight did the situation finally start to turn. That factor is chronic stress. The everyday kind of stress that people no longer even notice because it's become the background hum of their lives. Here's how it works. When you're anxious, worried, or upset, your brain sets off an alarm. Your adrenal glands, 2 small glands sitting on top of your kidneys, release stress hormones into your bloodstream. Back in prehistoric times, these hormones saved lives. They raised blood pressure, sped up the heart, sharpened focus, everything you needed to survive a physical threat. But your body cannot tell the difference between a real threat and an emotional one. An argument with a neighbor, worrying about your children, a sleepless night spent doom scrolling the news. Your body files it all under the same label, danger. And the stress hormones keep pouring out. Not once. Every single day. Morning anxiety. Midday frustration. Evening exhaustion that sleep doesn't even fix. Does any of that sound familiar? Chronic stress damages skin through several paths. First, it ramps up the same low-grade, system-wide inflammation we've been talking about the whole video. Second, Stress triggers the release of compounds from the proopiomelanocortin family. That's a precursor protein, a kind of raw material your body uses to manufacture several hormones, including some that directly stimulate pigment production. Third, stress weakens the skin barrier, making it more vulnerable to outside damage. People living under chronic stress show skin disorders, including pigmentation problems, at dramatically higher rates. You can eat perfectly. Follow every single protocol. But if you live in chronic stress all day, the inflammation keeps burning. The answer isn't to eliminate all stress. That's not a realistic plan. But you can train your body to respond to it more calmly. Here's a specific technique that activates your parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic system is the branch of your nerves responsible for rest, recovery, and healing, the natural counterbalance to the stress response. Sit comfortably or lie down. Close your eyes. Put one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Breathe with your diaphragm. The hand on your chest should barely move, while the hand on your belly rises. Hold for a count of 7. Calmly. No straining. Breathe out slowly through your mouth for a count of 8. A long, audible exhale, as if you're blowing out a candle across the room. 4, 7, 8. Repeat 4 times. 2 minutes total. This activates the vagus nerve, the main nerve of the parasympathetic system. Your heart rate slows. Blood pressure drops. Muscles relax. Consistent practice of slow diaphragmatic breathing has been measured to lower circulating stress hormones and improve sleep quality. And deep sleep matters directly here. It's during deep sleep that your skin does its cellular renewal. No deep sleep, no complete repair. Practice this every night before bed. Now here's something clinically important that ties all 5 factors together. Your body's response to liver overload, gut imbalance, UV exposure, vitamin D deficiency, and chronic stress all get worse with age. These mechanisms accelerate after 40. They accelerate further after 50. In people past 60, skin cells renew at roughly half the rate they did in younger years. Damage clears more slowly. New damage piles up faster. Age really does matter here. So let me ask you directly. How old are you? Drop it in the comments. I'm not asking out of nosiness. I want to understand who's watching this channel so I can build future videos that truly fit your age group, your risks, your physiology. That number genuinely shapes the advice. Now for the practical part. Can you work on the spots from the outside too? Yes, but only as a partner to everything we just covered. Inside work first, outside second. Here's a 3-ingredient mask from items right in your kitchen. But first, an important warning. One of the most common mistakes I see. People try a brightening remedy, put it on, and the spots get darker instead of lighter. Skin goes red and flaky. They decide the remedy is useless. The real problem isn't the remedy. It's the method. Your skin is a living organ, the largest one in your body. On its surface sits a protective barrier, a microscopically thin layer of beneficial fats and microorganisms. When that barrier is healthy, your skin can handle active ingredients without a problem. But in most people, that barrier has been wrecked by harsh soap, alcohol toners, and rough scrubs. When an active ingredient hits damaged skin, it gets red as an attack. The skin inflames. And inflamed skin responds by making more pigment. This is called post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Dark marks that appear as a direct reaction to inflammation. You tried to lighten it and made it darker. Rule number 1. For 3 full days before you try any mask, stop washing your face with soap. No cleansers. No gels. No scrubs. Warm water only. Over those 3 days, your barrier starts rebuilding. You'll feel it yourself. The skin becomes softer, more pliable. Only then, and not one day before, should you put on the mask. 3 ingredients, all from your kitchen. First, kefir. 1 tablespoon. Kefir contains lactic acid, a gentle natural compound with well-documented brightening effects, plus live bacteria to support your skin's microbiome. Second, honey. 1/2 teaspoon. A natural humectant, a substance that pulls moisture out of the air and holds it in your skin, plus a mild antimicrobial. Third, Turmeric. A pinch, just the amount that sits on the tip of a knife. No more than that. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound with strong anti-inflammatory properties. But if you use too much, your skin turns yellow. A pinch. Full stop. Mix all three together. Apply to your face, neck, chest, and hands. Leave on for 15 minutes. Rinse with warm water. No soap. Pat dry. Do not rub. 3 times a week. Evenings only. Never in the morning. After active ingredients, skin becomes temporarily more sensitive to UV, which makes morning use before heading outside a bad idea. The second piece of the practical protocol: movement for lymphatic flow. Your lymphatic system is your body's internal waste removal network. It picks up dead cells, metabolic byproducts, and inflammatory debris and ships them out. About 2 liters of lymph circulate through your body every day. Unlike blood, which the heart pumps, lymph has no pump of its own. It moves by just one mechanism: muscle contraction. Sit all day and your lymph flow stops. Waste from your skin cells piles up in place. Here are 5 minutes each morning that change that. First, vibration. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart. If balance is tricky, hold on to the back of a chair. Rise up 1 to 2 inches onto the balls of your feet. Then drop softly onto your heels. Firm but gentle contact. Enough to feel it, not enough to hurt. 30 times. 30 seconds. Second, heel pulses. Sit in a chair. Rapidly raise and lower your heels while keeping your toes planted on the floor. 30 seconds. This activates lymph flow in the legs, where stagnation is worst. Third, full body stretch. Stand up straight. Lace your fingers together. Raise both arms overhead. Stretch your whole body upward for 10 seconds. Lean to the right for 5 seconds. Then to the left for 5. This opens the chest and helps lymph move through the thoracic duct, the body's main lymphatic highway. Fourth, facial massage. Light fingertip tapping all over your face. Then strokes from the center outward toward your ears. Forehead, midline to temples. Cheeks, from nose to ears. Chin, from the center out to the earlobes. 5 or 6 strokes in each direction. Behind your ears sit lymph nodes that drain the entire face. Here's the week-by-week plan. Week 1. Preparation. Every morning, warm lemon water before food. Every evening, kefir 1 hour before bed. Cut out trans fats. Begin dandelion root tea before your main meal. 2 tablespoons per cup of boiling water. Steep for 20 minutes. Sip half a cup. Stop using soap on your face. Warm water only. No external changes yet. Inside, the process has already begun. Week 2. Activation. Full diet protocol. Breakfast, oatmeal with grated carrot and a teaspoon of butter. Green tea. Lunch, beet salad with unrefined oil. 3.5 ounces of herring. A bowl of cabbage soup. Afternoon snack, 1 ounce of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are a powerhouse of zinc, a mineral without which skin renewal slows to a crawl, and which most people over 60 are short on. Dinner, 2 boiled eggs or a serving of poached chicken. Fermented cabbage. Kefir before bed. Morning movement. Vibration, heel pulses, stretching, facial massage. 5 minutes. Evening breathing. 4, 7, 8. For cycles. Begin the mask 3 evenings a week. Week 3. Observe. Look closely at your spots. The edges will start softening. The color will start fading. Add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste to your meals daily. Week 4 and beyond. Consolidation. Within 2 to 3 months of sticking with it consistently, you'll see measurable changes. Not just in your spots. More even skin tone overall. Better firmness. Improved sleep. Because you haven't been covering up a symptom. You've been supporting the whole body from the inside.